Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Jordan and welcome to JC's Anime Reviews, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler-free review of The Promised Neverland. Now, I am planning on doing a spoiler review too, but that's going to be a little bit later because I'm still working on it, and I just happened to finish this one first, and I still have to do a little bit more work for that one, but it should be coming soon in the next, week or so, most likely. So we're going to just get into this. There will be no spoilers at all. I don't know if too many people have done this. I haven't seen a whole lot of people do it on YouTube. I looked it up. There's only a few, and the reason is because it's a little hard to talk about without spoiling it, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to give away almost nothing if I can. I'll talk about some characters, but not really going to give a whole lot of information because it has a twist at the end of the first episode, and actually a lot throughout the series. There's a lot of twists and turns that make it really hard to talk about this without spoiling stuff. But I'm not going to be spoiling anything, and the video might be a little bit shorter than usual because this one is so hard to talk about without spoiling stuff, so there's not too much I can talk about. But I really wanted to do this because I feel like it's important to review it for people who haven't seen it, because this is one that you should go in with not knowing a whole lot, so that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so to summarize the plot in a way that won't spoil it, I'm going to do my best. It basically follows these three kids in an orphanage who live there with a bunch of other kids, and they have a caretaker that they all call Mom. And then one day those three kids find out a dark secret about the orphanage, and once they find that out, they try to escape. So I'm not going to tell you anything else about this anime, but I would definitely recommend at least going and watching the first episode, because I feel that this anime doesn't follow the 3-episode rule, which is basically where you watch 3 episodes of an anime, and once you watch those 3 episodes, you get a better idea of whether or not you're going to like this show, or if you want to continue watching it or not. It's usually after 3 episodes or whatever, but this one, after episode 1, it just hooks you, and you feel like you have to see what happens next. And it's awesome. I love that about this anime, and probably binging it and the way that they leave each episode with a cliffhanger is probably my favorite thing about it, because it just makes it so much fun to binge watch. Also, the first time I watched this anime, I finished it all in one night, because each episode just ended with a cliffhanger and I had to see what happened next. I probably stayed up till 7 or 8 in the morning. I just had to see what happens next, and I just couldn't sleep. And it was awesome. It was a lot of fun watching this. First time watching it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I've seen it 3 times now. It's really good. This anime also has some really good characters. So the main characters are Emma, Norman, and Ray. And they do a really good job with developing these characters and making you like them. And all around, they're just really good characters, and I think that they were written pretty well. And I just really like them. They made it really easy to care about the characters, and by the end of the show, you really care about the characters and you actually really like them. And I think they just did a pretty good job with the characters overall. Also, the anime does a really good job with its villain. So you probably already guessed this from what I was saying earlier, but the villain in the anime is the caretaker named Mom, and they do a really good job with her. She's a really good villain, and she's written really well, and I just liked her throughout the show. There isn't a whole lot I can say about her because it's going to go a little bit more into spoilery stuff, but I thought that she was a really good character, and I really liked her. So overall, the anime does really good with characters for the most part. There's one character introduced a little bit later on, and once they got introduced, it felt like it kind of ruined some of the stuff that they had going for the show. I can't talk about it because it'll spoil it, but I wasn't a huge fan of that character. It also does a great job with the mystery of the orphanage, and for the most part, we don't find out too much about it, and we mostly learn stuff through the characters. As the characters learn stuff, we're learning stuff, and I think they did a really good job with that, and the mystery overall, I think, is really, really good. And suspense, it does a really good job with suspense too. And again, after every episode, it makes you want to keep watching it, because it's just you need to see what happens next, and just the suspense and the cliffhangers it ends on. Man, it's really good. I bet some of you, if you have not seen it, go and watch it. We'll probably finish it very quickly. Me, while I was up here, I rewatched it recently with my sister, and I showed it to her, and we finished it in 2 days. She really liked it, and I think that one of the best things about this anime is showing it to someone else, because seeing people's reactions to the different twists and turns that happen in the anime is really fun. I really like it. I definitely recommend watching it with someone, showing it to someone else. It's a lot of fun seeing their reaction to it. Also, while this anime isn't exactly horror, it does a really good job with the horror elements. And I mean, I included it in the horror anime review. I don't even have a name for it, but the horror anime reviews I've been doing in celebration of Halloween, I included it in this because it has enough horror elements that I felt like I could include it in this. So it definitely does have some horror elements. It's mostly suspense and mystery or like thriller, but it definitely does have some horror elements, and that's why I included it in this. And the Promised Neverland is similar to something like Death Note, because the main characters, or the three main characters, are pretty smart, just like Light and L, and the way they go about certain things or certain plans that they do or they try to do is very similar to the way like Light would think of a crazy plan, and like it would just sound like a genius explaining it, and then the way he carries it out is just, it's really cool. It's awesome. It's very similar to Death Note, and it has a lot of twists and turns, much like Death Note. So if you like Death Note, definitely go check this one out. Even if you don't like Death Note, or you have never seen Death Note, I would still definitely recommend this one if you want a really good mystery thriller with a little bit of horror in it. I think that you would really like this anime. It's really good. Also, season 2 comes out in January, so you have plenty of time to catch up for that. So overall, it's a really good anime and one that I would definitely recommend. There are a couple problems that I have with it. They're not like major problems, but they're definitely still there. There are some problems that I have with it, and I can't talk about it because it would go into some pretty major spoilers, but I'm gonna give The Promised Neverland an A. Nice! So guys, that was my spoiler-free review of The Promised Neverland. If you have never seen it, please go watch it. Very good anime. Yeah, I definitely feel like it's really good to experience without knowing a whole lot. So that's why I did a spoiler-free review too, because I really, really think that people should watch this with knowing almost nothing or as little as possible, because man, it's really good. So please go check it out. It's on Crunchyroll, probably somewhere else too. I know that it's at least on Crunchyroll. Oh, it's on Netflix too. It was recently added to Netflix. It's dubbed there, and the dub is actually pretty good. I watched it dubbed, so if you like dub, go watch it on Netflix. Go check it out. It's a pretty good show. So this is the end of the horror anime reviews. Kinda, since I still have that spoiler review of Promised Neverland coming out a little bit later. But yeah, overall, I had a lot of fun with this. I really enjoyed it. And next year, I would like to do it again. But I'm going to plan it a lot more, or a lot better this time. And I think it'll turn out really well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Happy Halloween. This is probably going up either the day before Halloween or Halloween. Either way, I hope that you have a good Halloween. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. Bye.